Ulrich Roux to help us unpack this judgment. Okay, we'll talk to Ulrich in a bit. Let's now cross live to our colleague Samkele Maseko, who's outside the Constitutional Court. Samkele, reaction to this outcome?
Well, Desiree, this is an extraordinary outcome by the Constitutional Court. As you can see, the police officers leaving the court now. They had anticipated that the former president of the Republic of South Africa, former President Jacob Zuma, would be making his way here to the Constitutional Court for this judgment when it was handed down. Earlier on, speaking to the staff of the commission, they did anticipate that former President Jacob Zuma would be making his way here to court with his convoy. But in an unprecedented manner, for the first time in the dawn of democracy, a former head of state of the Republic of South Africa has been sentenced to an unsuspended 15 months in prison to be incarcerated for being in contempt of court. This case essentially began when the former president decided to snub the State Capture Commission of Inquiry Justice Kampimpi, who is the acting Chief Justice, essentially saying that the judiciary is being tested, and former President Jacob Zuma squandered an opportunity in order to try and mitigate his case when he was given an opportunity to write to the Constitutional Court and to the Chief Justice, but instead went on a spurious attack against the judiciary. They are saying this is an unprecedented case where they have to now sentence the former president, and essentially saying that no one is above the law. Now a task has been given to a particular individual who did go to Katawadunuse in Nkandla. That is the Minister of Police, Bheki Cele, who is a long-time comrade of former President Jacob Zuma. He has been given the task to arrest former President Jacob Zuma in 5 days if the former president fails to go to a police station in Nkandla. I'm just going to ask my colleague Thabiso Rapakwana to just show you that particular scanner there is usually used for heads of states or VVIPs. It's particularly used for the deputy president, for President Ramaphosa, and for former President Thabo Mbeki, and for former President Jacob Zuma when there are official events where they are attending. That's a significant issue which shows that they had anticipated the arrival of former President Jacob Zuma here in court, but he did not arrive. And it's also used for the last apartheid president, former president and Democrat and former deputy president F.W. de Klerk. So essentially, the former President Jacob Zuma has 5 days, Desiree, to hand himself over to Nkandla police station or a police station here in Johannesburg, failing which, after those 5 days, the Minister of Police then has to go and arrest former President Jacob Zuma. We do know that MKMVA, Umkhonto weSizwe Military Veterans Association, has said that they will do their best to defend Jacob Zuma. I also saw a tweet by one of ANC leaders, Mzwandile Masina, saying that has the Constitutional Court ever ordered anyone to go to jail? I'll leave that to the legal gurus to analyze that particular point of that particular mayor of the ANC and ANC regional chairperson. This also throws a spanner in the works for the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, in the form that their provincial secretary Mdumiseni Ntuli has on the record said that they would ask the national leadership of the ANC to continuously try and persuade the former president to cooperate with the State Capture Commission of Inquiry. But as my colleague Thabiso Rapakwane shows you, this particular building, which is the apex court in the land, has taken a judgment that it will incarcerate the former president of the Republic of South Africa, Jacob Zuma, who yesterday tweeted about Lula da Silva, the former president of Brazil, who was also incarcerated, in saying that he is willing to go to jail as well. In his papers that he has released to the public domain, responding to this very same court which had compelled him to go and appear before the State Capture Commission of Inquiry, the former president, quote, "I am willing to go and serve a jail term and be sentenced to jail instead of cooperating with the State Capture Commission of Inquiry," end of quote. The acting Chief Justice saying that the former president has been on a spurious, unwarranted attack on the judiciary and threatens the very foundation of this democratic South Africa and this democratic dispensation and this constitution which many people died for and lost their lives for. So, in essence, former President Jacob Zuma has been sentenced to 15 months behind bars in orange overalls, which he has in the past been in prison fighting for the liberation of this country, in saying that the judiciary is playing political games and he will not abide by that and he will defend his own rights.
We're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much. Let's now talk to Ulrich Roux to help us just unpack this judgment. Ulrich, a very good day and thank you so much for making the time. All right, we're going to leave that as well and take you to the National Command